Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1 billion, 300 million, trillion market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we are talking about some shocking inflows. We're going to talk about what's going to happen next over the next couple of months, because Blackrock just did another move, and I think this is big. This is to talk about, and we are going to talk about Veve, which also did a very, very big move. So make sure to stay tuned here. Make sure to have your coffees ready if that fits your time zone, and let's fucking go. Okay, so I didn't forget to turn off my microphone. So good morning, every one of you. Which also means that you're not spamming the chat. I should forget to turn on my microphone more often. For sure. But guys, if you're not spamming the chat, then at least smash up the like button right now here, so that we are quickly getting up to the 10-11 likes. And then also make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, if you're new. And if you want to sponsor this channel, so that we are not since the inception of this channel, we are not taking any shitty sponsoring deals where we recommend exchanges like Bitforex or FTX or whatever by referral links. No, we are only and solely sponsored for now by all of the rare hodlers. So if you want to be part of that group, then make sure to become a rare hodler. You also get access to the Telegram group, where these guys are in and talking daily, and also access to one or the other cool event. Now let's get into the good stuff. Who is here? Green Lantern is here, saying GM heading to the sauna for 10 minutes, bringing the heat. Well, I love it. That's good. Sauna is really good. It's healthy for your body. It feels good. Sauna's awesome. Trucking Hank is here. Good morning, my man. How are you doing? And Matthew Yersel is here. Him, GM. Damn autocorrect. Yeah, that happens to me all the time, and it sucks. Especially if you're writing to someone who's not like so close to you, and then it just pumps out one really weird word, and people are like, "What the fuck?" until you can correct. No. Good morning from Whittier, what is that? Whittier, California. Oh, okay. And the city is, okay. CA is California, right? Otherwise, I would try to guess what country that is. By the way, let me know from which countries you are tuning in. I'm sitting here in very cloudy and very cold Munich. We had -1 degrees again, and it really doesn't feel like it's getting anywhere close to spring right now. Yeah, California. So, California, nice. Okay, so let's look at it. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trying to get back to 69,000, but with all and everything that's happening, it didn't fully reach it, and but it's very strong, right? I mean, we had the super massive correction, and already in a very small time frame, we're coiling upwards, right? So this is not like, oh, you have one high and then you fail and then you fail again and you're plummeting. No. We did fail here, and then on a broader scale we are still in a downtrend, because that's the nature until we breach it or until we come up to the same level. But on the very small scale, this is a higher high. So the market is very, very strong. yeah, that's -1 Celsius, right? Not Fahrenheit. I know you guys are using like other metrics, so I have no idea how exactly that is, but yeah, it's the like sub-zero Celsius. Stuff is freezing. When I opened the window, so I have some stones in front of the window. They were all covered in frost. Blaze is here. Good morning, PH. So that's the situation for Bitcoin right now. So let's look at the good stuff here. So Blackrock, they are going to buy ETFs through their $15 billion global allocation fund, and not whatever Bitcoin, not whatever ETFs. They're buying their own Bitcoin ETFs in their own fund, and then their $36 billion Strategic Income Opportunities Fund will also buy Bitcoin ETFs, as announced last week. So they have basically, this is inception, right, of Bitcoin buying. So we have Bitcoin as the physical coin that you can have on your ledger and extract. And then they have a Bitcoin ETF that 100%, if you buy it, 1-to-1 purchases this into the asset manager and gives you basically a share which holds the rights to the settlement to this amount at a certain time in US dollar. So that is getting settled in US dollar, but they have to purchase, like in gold ETF, the real deal into the asset manager. And now they're putting into their funds. If you buy the fund, then with a part of the money you're buying the ETF, which is the right to the settlement to the original coin, but they still have to buy an equivalent to that money. And that is a crazy deal here, because basically they're setting up their other products so that whenever, even if you are not into Bitcoin and you don't give a shit about Bitcoin, and you would never buy a Bitcoin ETF, if you're buying the Opportunities Fund or the Global Allocation Fund, you're with a chunk of your money, you're buying Bitcoin. So let's say someone puts $1 million into the Opportunities Fund and the allocation is 5% Bitcoin, then they would have to take $50,000 and buy their own Bitcoin ETF with it. That is 100% Bitcoin, so they have to buy $50,000 worth of Bitcoin from the exchange or from the OTC desk or whatever. And the person that put in the 1 million didn't even intend to buy Bitcoin. So without any intent, $50,000 worth of Bitcoin on 1 million, right? And I think that's the true power, because it will not be only BlackRock. They will include these Bitcoin ETFs. Now that the Bitcoin ETF is a regulated financial instrument, every fund, every pension fund, every other mixed ETF, they can include this into the allocation. You know, when you have an ETF and it's like Apple, Nvidia, and I don't know what, like 10 stocks from S&P 500. Well, if you have 1-2% Bitcoin ETF of somewhere in there, people are just buying that, maybe not even realizing that they are pumping money into the Bitcoin market. Because I'm buying like for a very small amount, but constantly, like for 100 euros every month, a bit of a share of a global ETF, like what is that? Like a Vanguard, MSI, or whatever, like a world ETF. And I don't know what is in there. I just know that's like replicating 5,000 different stocks. So if they would just go and say, hey, my world ETF includes also Bitcoin ETF for a couple of percent. Like, imagine that. There are hundreds of ETF products out there, and they more or less, if they want to take part in these gains, they will allocate a part to that. It's just a matter of time, and it's a matter of time until companies like Vanguard realize that BlackRock is going to beat them in every way if they don't offer the same products for their customers. Hey, Walrus King, what's going on? Pro Legendaries here. Hey, with the T. MVE is also here. What's going on? Good to see you all. By the way, we already have 20 people again in here, so smash up the like button right now to call the other 20 people that really want to see that but haven't received the suggestion by YouTube yet. So it would be good to see right now 20 likes on this video. Smash it up, guys. You help me a lot with that. But yeah, that's how the domino mechanic works. And maybe that is something for the rest of the bull run, to see this adoption coming in, right? Thank you, TomTom, for the like. Appreciate it. Good to see you. And then at the same time, Bitcoin's number of shark and whale wallets is climbing as micro addresses show signs of capitulation. Or better, micro addresses are believing that it's time to take profit. Maybe we can put it that way, right? So we see here we have the pink. So the pink line is the addresses that have 10,000 to 100,000 BTC, and we're at all-time high. Next, like just sitting under all-time highs. So let me get this very clear for you here so that you see it and reveal this a little bit. So let's follow the sorry, not the pink line. What am I saying? The teal line, right? So within the last 9 days, these addresses where you would say, well, don't you have enough Bitcoin? They just bought 3.9% more. And for sure, 10 to 100,000 BTC, that's a pretty good number because it probably excludes exchange wallets already. Well, actually, is that true? Not all. Yeah, I don't know. But it probably excludes the major ETFs, but not all of the. So the ETFs are in there, they're piling up. Okay, but let's look at the bracket downwards, 1,000 to 10,000 BTC. That is already something where you have a minus 2.4%. So these are smaller wallets. And then you have 100 to 1,000 BTC. They have only a slight gain of plus 0.8. And then you have the total holder amount, which is also down by minus 0.1%. So we have the smaller wallets, and we don't even have the wallets in here that have like only 1 BTC or so, right? We don't see that. But in comparison, we see that these wallets of only 1,000, that's still big, right? But they have the net negative, not the super giant wallets. The super giant wallets, they are accumulating. So yeah, basically there is a little bit of a exchange, like smaller wallets selling to bigger wallets here. And now the question, why is Bitcoin struggling to get above 69,000? And the reason for that is the GBT outflows per day. And I think this is a very good graphic here. We see that in January, we had massive outflows of GBTC into the demand of the new asset manager ETFs. And we have to see that these outflows are not necessarily I sell and I walk away. That is part of it, but not everything. Some might also say I sell 100 million of GBTC and then I buy 100 million of Blackrock to lower my fees. That's absolutely possible, right? That's how there could be a reallocation. But what we're seeing is that since February 26, and we can check that out here, February 26. So basically since here, well, that's March. Where's 26? Let me just see. Oh, that's the 4-hourly chart, sorry. It's too early. Let's have a sip of coffee, because then I might wake up and get this done. So here, 26, basically when we pumped. Funny, right? We pumped so massively, and that was on the day where the outflows were the lowest. Okay. So, but then they started to ramp up their selling into that pump. And that is why we are now more or less stagnant here. Because look at that, we ramped up, and on the 29th, we had $600 million dollars worth of outflows. On the 20th, yeah, that's when we started stalling. But you have to see, this massive amount of outflows still didn't lead to the stopping. And then we had this sell-off that was not only GBTC's fault, because they were already tuning down. But you see, the moment that the price reaches new levels, the higher the price pumps, the more GBTC sells. And then the selling goes backwards into this little dip here, and now has increased yesterday again. So we will see how it is right now today. And then obviously you technically will probably see an average of this right now, but at these levels the outflows will be very, very strong. So what does it tell us? It tells us that if the GBTC outflows have an effect here, it could result in that we are sticking just under this level, and whenever we come up to this level, that GBTC shares are going to be sold more into the market to maybe cause a prolonged sideways move. Because at some point it seems there's a little bit of an exhaustion on the buyer side. Well, in the last 3 days we're still green, but I figured that we are going to see, even if we're breaking a little bit higher, that we're going to see a little bit of a slower move. And we had that before, like the GBTC outflows we don't see it on that chart anymore, but I believe that the outflows were pretty high in this range. Well, I don't know exactly, so they're not, well, actually they were not around, like GBTC was not converted here. I think they launched here on this, they launched here. That was the wick of the ETF, so they were not around since here. But then they launched and they started selling off, and then the others came in with a demand. So we will see. But it's just interesting to see how the GBTC outflows are getting eaten up all the time. And we saw that we had roughly 28 billion in there. So probably, and that was a couple of streams ago, so probably we are at 27 billion now in GBTC. So they can go with this another 60 months, stalling the price a little bit out. But then once there is seller exhaustion in GBTC, the ETF demand will hit on zero availability, right? Yeah. Troy Paris is here. Good morning, Mr. Hodler. Good morning, Troy. Green Lantern says selling BTC to new hands is important to keep rising the price. You rather sell 10x up than only 1.5x. And yeah, exactly. And that's what we're also seeing. That's sometimes it's very old wallets and old BTC that goes to new hands. So we saw someone selling BTC that was mined in 2010. So actually a long way and a huge gain for that person or whatever, like institution. TomTom says, who would want to be at this price, to buy at this price though? It's more of a selling price. Well, first of all, if you go by past cycles, the real parabolic explosive move comes after passing the all-time high. So technically you could make the argument that buying until the all-time high is absolutely fine. I will show you here in the log chart. Okay, so look at this cycle, for example, here. Had you sold at at the previous all-time high, you wouldn't even be able to buy back in the next bear market. You would be selling, here's the all-time high, so you would be selling 178% under the next bear market. So there wouldn't be even, oh, I sell here, I buy in the next bear market. And the same goes to here. Or yeah, more or less. Had you sold at this previous all-time high, you would be only accumulating again if you nail the bottom in this bear market. So you see this here, from here to here, and only if you nail the wick here, you would then be able to buy at the same prices, right? But if you are like at this candle bodies, you would be selling and still be 13% under the next bear market absolute bottom wick. So technically you could make the argument, well, I buy at all-time high and it's still a 1,500% move here. I buy just at the all-time high and it's still a 300% move from here. So right now, maybe people are saying, okay, let's buy at the all-time high, and maybe it's a 146% move. Yeah, and if you're an institution, there is no option to say, okay, I buy altcoins because I want more access. You have to go with BTC if you want that. And there is no other market where you can basically make a technical bet on a 150% move as an institution, because there's only the Bitcoin ETF, right, that can give you that. So yeah, there is an argument to buy Bitcoin. Not for us. For us, I think we have Bitcoin. We're sitting in Bitcoin. I hope at least you have some Bitcoin, right? Just for portfolio balance, whatever whenever stuff goes sideways. But we have Bitcoin. For me, this is not a selling point. The all-time, based on past performance, the all-time high is not a selling point. By the way, we're now at an RSI. If we're already analyzing where we are in the cycle, we're now at an RSI of 75. So in terms of our is it selling time parameters from previous cycles, we're also not there yet. And the more Bitcoin goes sideways into the halving, the more it will realign with the true cycle timing. Okay, so if we just breach through, yes, then we are still on this very early track where we say, okay, maybe a Bitcoin all-time high already, like Bitcoin blow off top already in end of this year. But the more we are going sideways and maybe even correcting here, the more we are realigning with the cycle timing from before. So if we would just go 10% down and sideways for the next 2 months, and then maybe even sell off at the halving as a selling event, we could realign with this here. We could realign with this side. You see also here like pump, sideways move, and then challenge all-time high again. Every cycle will be a little bit different. There's no 100% repetition in my opinion. And also in the TSI, I mean, you see our TSI trend line. We're not there yet in my opinion. So for me, it's not a selling time. Alan Thompson here, GMPH. Good morning, Alan. Nathaniel says, you want to buy at this price if it's going to 200K, depends on what your thesis is. Exactly. It depends on what your thesis is, what your risk tolerance is, and if you're an institution or not. That these things all depend, and how big your knowledge is. I have a friend that I'm talking to about Bitcoin, and he bought Bitcoin. He is bullish on Bitcoin, but I'm trying to explain to him all the mechanics about Ethereum and altcoins, and this friend says, hey, look, I just understood Bitcoin. I want to stick with Bitcoin. I don't understand the rest, and I'm not buying what I don't understand. And I say, okay, that's fair. Then let's go with Bitcoin, learn about Bitcoin and altcoins in this cycle, and then you're coming, then you're doing, like, everyone has to go with their steps, right? I told him, look, I'm basically allocated fully into Bitcoin and altcoins, and NFTs, like complete full degen fast lane strategy, right? I mean, and there are people that are like, okay, I'm going to accumulate this ETF that gives me 2% dividend until I'm going into retirement with a government retirement plan, and then I will be fully living on this income that comes from these two sources. And my mind says in this discussion, right? My mind says, I don't want that. I don't want to work until 67, right? So I'm trying the fast lane. Will it work? I don't know, right? Yeah, morning crickets. So I'm like, okay, Yellen said for sure, 100%, we're going to dump a big fat bag into crypto right now. Let's get this done, right? No, but on a serious basis, it's like, if you're thinking about crypto and investing, there are some people out there that think that if they get their 8% growth on the stock market and their 2% dividends, that they're going to, like, they're calculating, if I do this in 80 years, I'm going to be a millionaire. And I'm looking at them as like, and how old are you? 30. So you're going to be a millionaire by 110 years. Okay. I mean, the development of life expectancy can make that happen. But don't you want to find ways to be, you don't even have to be set out with the goal of being a multimillionaire. You can say, I want to be financially free. Everyone can make that calculation by themselves, what it means to be financially free. Well, for me, it means that I can live on the same expenses right now with let's just assume a hypothetical, let's say you're living on a $1,000 rent, yeah, in a smaller apartment. Let's say you want to go to a little bit bigger apartment, or you want to buy an apartment or whatever. But what money do you need for that? What money do you need to buy your groceries? And what money do you need to make some holidays and to have a good time and to travel throughout your own country with a bicycle and have hotel rooms and don't give a shit and never work again, right? How many thousands of dollars do you need? Okay. Well, then you get to a number that is somewhere between, I think on the lower end, somewhere between $650,000 and $2 million, right? If you make that calculation, and you say, if I invest that number at a 5% return annually, so you take that number times 0.05, you get a yearly dividend. You subtract your capital tax, which you always have to pay on dividends, but you calculate your free part. If you're in Germany, at least you have some of these dividends you can get free, and then you have to pay capital tax. And then you have you divide it by 12 and you have an outcome of X, right? And that's your passive income. So, and that has to be aligned. And then you have to go back to the initial value, and you're like, what do I have to do to get to this number, right? And there are a lot of people here that technically already have that, right? Or some people here in the chat, they already have that. So if they go with a Bitcoin and they double their money in the cycle, they're good, they're fine, right? Or if they 5x it on, I don't know what, top altcoin, they're super fine. So and this is where the strategy, you cannot just go and say, I can just play around with $250,000. Everyone has to follow my strategy. No, if you only have $500, then you need to be a little bit more degen probably to achieve your goals in 2 cycles or so. That's all I'm saying, but I digress hard. So sorry for that. Okay. So here, we're back at the altcoins topic. Will altcoins pump and whatever? So you have a market cap of 300 billion in the very first cycle, where there were basically no altcoins, right? very little altcoins in that cycle. Then 1 trillion in the last cycle at the absolute degen peak, and now we have way more coins. And also we are expecting to allocate or to accumulate bigger market caps on the coins that are in the right narrative. So what is that? AI, gaming, SocialFi. Layer ones could be doing pretty well again in terms of like TVLs and stuff like that. And then at some point, hopefully, Metaverse and NFT is going to go crazy, so that there will be a huge chunk flowing into Omi, but we need some stuff for that. So the expectation is here, if we follow this trend, that we go to 3 trillion in the altcoins. Okay. That would be below our analysis. Especially, okay, so this is excluding Ethereum, right? So this is closer to the others chart than to the total, at least. But if we're taking the same chart and we're saying, okay, that will hit 3 trillion, so we're 57% overall altcoins away from the all-time high in the market cap, and we are actually no, that's 3.9 trillion already. Here's 3 trillion. We are 10x away from 3 trillion. Okay, does that align with our assumption? So we're still pumping a little bit ahead of our allocation. And look at that volume, by the way. Okay, so actually we had estimated, I forgot, we have estimated that we'll go to 2.29 trillion, but that chart that we just saw is calculating to go to 3 trillion, more or less. So that would be even a little bit higher than we estimated here. But then again, you can say, okay, but they didn't exclude Solana or the others. So actually that could make the difference here, because our chart, the others chart here, excludes the top 10. Whereas this excludes the BTC and ETH only. So this is the total 3. Now, I think for us it's more valuable, just to explain that, to look at the degen altcoin market cap without the top 10, because the top 10, at least in most people's strategy, are not the main focus, right? The main focus is altcoins that have more chance to 100x, right? Green Lantern is recommending dollar laptop. What is that, laptop? Okay. I have to check that out. And someone else, the other stream, someone else recommended another coin, which was, I think, I don't remember anymore what coin they were talking about with Season 3 OG. By the way, guys, 30 people here, smash up the like button for the 10x altcoin season that we're going to see. By the way, 10x here in this market cap doesn't mean that your altcoins are only going to do a 10x. If the altcoin plays the right narrative, they will do way more. I mean, we saw that already, like some altcoins doing a 10x, whereas Omi just doubled in price, right? So that is always a possibility. But I think there are some coins, even especially the smaller ones with good narrative, that could do easy 100x. So I don't know laptop just yet, but Nico is saying bump. So bumper is interesting, right? From an altcoin perspective, for sure. It's very small still. They're doing something unique, although I am very skeptical always of the insurance coins, because most of them didn't work. Okay, laptop is funny meme coin? Okay. I don't know. Let's go to let's check it out quickly. Go to coin market cap. By the way, 42 days until the halving. Let's check it out. Laptop. There we go. Hunter Biden slipped. Oh my god. Okay, I understand the reference now. I didn't. Okay, but this thing didn't move yet. Okay. What is that on? That's a Solana meme coin. And it's so here's the thing, right? The problem with this meme coin is there's only one side of the population that finds it funny and the other side not, because it's a political coin. So, okay. So that in itself, I don't know if it can attract like everyone, but yeah, it's a meme market. Maybe memes will take over the market, because all tokens have to do is exchange value. So the memes are good, as I'm skeptical to just degen a little bit into it. Yeah, for bumper I think it is like, it's worth, for me it's worth taking like a couple of $100 and see what happens. I'm up 50% or so on bumper, but it's not too big, right? But I'm more like, where I'm really bullish on is Metacade, for example, because they're just playing the right fiddle in the market. They constantly pump out new little partnerships. They have they do AMAs all the time. They're really showing that they're building, and they are fully diluted, which is crazy. So no VC dumping on you after a 5x, right? No Tactics or New Tactics says good morning. Laptop's website is awesome. I have to check it out later, because I mean, right? You know, you understand. Anyway, so yeah, Chappies is one where I'm gambling a little bit on. It's a degen play, where I'm not sure where it leads to, but be careful. Chappies has an unlock the next day, or the next unlock phase starts the next days. So I'm going to wait that out and see what happens. Maybe also on another pullback. If I can lower even my average there, I will scoop up some Chappies. But nonetheless, there are still some small caps that have not really pumped yet. I think you can rate Chappies and bumper into that, and Metacade, I think it's still a good buy, even though that it's already up like 100% or so. If you get a 50x instead of a 100x, who cares, right? Let's all buy a laptop, go Green Lantern. Yeah, you have to sync it up so that you actually build a green candle on that one. Yeah, it's a Solana token. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's move on here. We want to get to the OMI. So OMI is actually doing what we have been seeing here for a longer time. But let's refresh quickly the site that we really get the whole thing. So let's maybe, okay. So if we look at the full picture here, basically what we're looking at, and by the way, do we need that line? No, we don't. What we're looking at is technically double bottom at the neckline. Yeah, if we break that, it would be basically a double bottom confirmation. Yeah. On this chart, we see it a little bit better how far we are away from even the mid highs, right? So, but this looks, nonetheless, I always say this, but these rounding patterns, they look pretty juicy, right? So even if we maybe pump and then get another consolidation, that would be awesome, right? Because then we are forming something like that, and that would be very bullish, just from a technical perspective. But if we could have like this double bottom playing out with this neckline, then we could say, oh, what is the average like for this double bottom? Like what's the distance more or less on the breakout point would bring us to this first resistance here at 0016. Here, like, yeah, 0016 if we break out. I would say this resistance would not be too big, and actually the breakout would then look more like this, right? To go here to this level, to this resistance here. Nonetheless, here also you could make the argument that actually here's already a new resistance line, yeah, where you're like have some, you also here's more confluence to that. So actually we have to draw this resistance all the way into here, right? So that we actually, yeah. That for OMI. As I said, I'm expecting if we are closing and opening above that we are having at least a 50, at best a 68% pump from here. What is OMI news? The OMI news, or the news is for one that we are at this breakout level, so we could be breaking out. The second one is, we're coming to that, it's actually a Veve news, and we want to look at it. So good question, let's look at it. So here we see, for some of you have probably seen it, but let's watch it together.
Ola Mariatoa, aka Big Joseph Parker. And let's welcome his opponent to the stage. He's the defending champion. His record also an excellent one. 26 victories, 21 of those 26 by knockout. Only one defeat with one draw from Charles.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Okay, so if you didn't see it, here's a better picture. So, top 10 fighter Joseph Parker went to the weigh-in with the Veve sponsoring on the shirt, and I mean that's first of all good visibility. It also looks pretty good, and also you see here, like on the team, they're all wearing this with the Veve sponsoring, and Veve is just next week going to launch the sports ETF, right? So, and this is exactly what we wanted to see, right? That Veve does something in terms of visibility and sponsoring, and it's not, if you follow our VeChain content here, or my VeChain content on this channel, you also know that VeChain, for example, is partnered with the UFC, so that's a bigger partnership. But Veve getting into that whole thing of, hey, let's sponsor someone, get our brand out, launch the NFTs and get more visibility here, is pretty good. And there are some of the, I wouldn't even say fathers, but I would say there are some haters also on the channel, or on Twitter, that were like, oh, Veve is spending money to sponsor a complete unknown guy. That's a bit unfair if you're seeing that he's like actually very famous. Just because he's from New Zealand doesn't mean that he's not, that people that are watching boxing and watching in general fight content, they know who he is, right? So it's not like what is his following? He has 135,000 followers on Twitter. Probably he has even more on Instagram and whatnot, because these guys that make like very exciting content, they are going on Instagram and putting out their videos there. Hey, Chego Solis, what's going on? So I think that is pretty big, that there is now this visibility here, and we are getting the drop on Veve in a second. So very good. Veve should use Spider-Man logo. I don't, you mean like, okay. What do you mean? Like, what is Vevo? I mean, there are a lot of names like this. There is a telecom operator in Brazil that is called Vivo. Yeah. But I think that's pretty good. Like, this logo stands out way more than like this Manuka Doctor or whatever that is. Yeah, but let's look also at the Veve page in general. So here we have another trailer of the weigh-in. Yeah, we can look at that.
Championship. The challenger. 34 victories, 23 big wins by knockout, only 3 defeats from South Auckland, New Zealand. Ladies and gentlemen, Lupe Soliai Laole Ola Maliatoa, a.k.a. Big Joseph Parker. 247.6 pounds. 291.6 pounds for Big Bang Jang.
If he wants to be aggressive, so be it. Everything's finished. Hard work's finished. All the talk's finished. I see him tomorrow night.
He's a big man, big head, big body, and a big target. And we've done everything right in camp. I've had great rounds of sparring, so I want to go out there and show everyone what I've been working on.
Yeah, so actually in this trailer, Veve doesn't really appear, right? I don't know why they shared this one, because he basically doesn't show the Veve logo. But man, this Chinese guy, he's a giant. What the heck? Like, here we really see how big this guy is. I mean, and he's like, this is the road to the absolute peak of the champions. So we for sure should cheer Joseph Parker on, that he wins this one and takes Veve to the next level with him. That would be cool. And also, what would be cool if he wins a belt or so, it would be cool if we get yeah, that's not UFC. No, the UFC partnering is VeChain. VeChain is partnered with UFC. That's not UFC. This is Knockout Chaos Riyadh season. I don't know, but still, I mean, it has a big following. So Veve is asking what we're going for: music, the Tokidoki, or the boxing. So I'll say definitely the boxing. Not going for all of that, but 57% of people say we're going for everything. So here we also have the like a little bit of an explanation about the Dragon Girl. So there will be the crafting of the Dragon Girl, craft to purchase. So you have to have another Dragon Girl collectible, and then you can basically craft, and then you can purchase. So this is weird, but people will do it for sure. Let's see what the prices are for the. So this is the collectible, and probably, I don't know if you will lose the other one. So let's see. So the Dragon Girl is one of the many ways. Simone Legno expressed dualism. Okay. So holders of any one of the following Dragon Girl collectibles are eligible to craft the Sakura. And there are only 2,000 of them. So actually, at a price point of 45. So and here's the thing: I think there will be a lot of people that are crafting them from previous holders. So Tokidoki is really favored, but there are only 2,000. There are 2,000, and that's the threshold where I would say it's not worth to go for the 45s, for the 45 in. It's better to not even have this one. If you want the Sakura one, to not even have one of these. You let people craft, then people will dump it on the market, and probably it will be cheaper than 45, and you don't even have to have the other one. So this is exactly, Tom. Dragon Girl round 2. So it is only this one collectible, and I think it really looks good. So I genuinely think that this is a good one. Now, does it say editions available only until the supply lasts? Okay, so has a way craft to purchase. So craft to purchase, not burned, probably. Yeah, no collectibles will be burned in the process. So you can just craft it and keep the other one. Dragon Girl is already saturated. Maybe you see as a pop-up, but it will sync. We don't need more Dragon Girl IP. It looks awesome though. It will sell out, and that all Veve cares about. I don't know if it will sell out, to be honest, because 2000 editions could be at this price point. We saw it with other drops, but Tokidoki is a favorite brand. But yeah, 45 times 2000 for Veve, nothing for the community. It will sync. Yeah, we will see. I think it could be something. I will wait this out and see how far down the price comes. And maybe if it goes to 20 or so, maybe I'll buy one from the secondary, because I think in a bull run it could be doing pretty well. On the other hand, I would say, I'm always thinking like, if I spend money on this now, I could just buy a 125 edition secret rare for 50 gems, and I will probably be doing better multiples, right? So that's always my thinking here. Dan O says, it would be amazing if Veve let us burn collectibles for MC points. Yeah, that would be great. Mark D says, bad advertising, LMAO. Boxing heavyweight champ about to fight China's champion in Saudi Arabia in front of the richest sheiks in Riyadh. Veve's New Zealander champion. It's great. Yeah, I think I don't. So it wasn't me who said bad advertising. He just said it was unlucky that in that trailer that they made and that they shared, you don't see the Veve logo on the shirt as big as you see it on the photo, right, or in this other video. But nonetheless, I think it's good, right? So if you are a fan and you're even maybe they're even buying the merch, where, by the way, this is a very good idea. Can we buy the boxing merch, like the physical, where the Veve logo is on it, like the shirt that he has, for example? Is there any chance to purchase this, right? So this could be interesting. TomTom says, I think it will sell out, but you might be right, it's debatable. More I think about it, you're probably right. It will sell 400 to 600. Most of the people are off the app. It's not even about off the app. People are really looking right now at where they put their money and where they're going to save some money. Not everyone has like unlimited gems for everything. So you have to see just through this week, you would have to have 45 gems for this craft to burn, plus the gems that you need if you would need to scoop up another Dragon Girl. So 45 plus X, right? Then you need 20 for the jukebox, 65. You need 699, so you're at 72. 699 for the music thing, and then another 25, I think, or 20 for the boxing, so you're at 100 gems already, more or less, and then you didn't participate in any comic drops. Yeah, so if you want to go for everything, just about across the next 7 days, you would technically need 100 gems, and then you didn't purchase. So with 100 gems, you can go and purchase 2 comics with 125 scarcity on the secret rare in the secondary market. And that now the question is, if you just participate on these drops, you probably do not get the highest scarcity. No, you're just getting whatever. So for some people at the moment, it seems to be higher desire to scoop up things on secondary instead of going for the drops. And I also do it that way because, for example, if I go for 10 comic drops, my chances on 10 drops, after 10 drops, are not even close to getting a secret rare. So I'd rather save up the 70 gems and purchase myself a secret rare that I want, right? And that will go on until the prices are high and people are going for the drop to see if they can hit something that is with a high price. And I think that would happen, right? If you had to guess, which exchange do you think we might get for OMI this year? So if I was them, I would try to list on KuCoin and actually pay for that. Because KuCoin has high volume. A lot of traders are on KuCoin to find smaller gems or coins that they do not have yet. KuCoin has undergone many challenges already. They have been hacked before they have put in measures. So I would go with KuCoin first if I was them. And then I would also list on a regulated exchange in Europe that is regulated under MiCA regulation. I would go for like Bitpanda or something. I said that many times. I told this to the team in the Telegram chat. I would go for Bitpanda. If you had to guess which exchange, that was the question. Okay, how many NFT do Veve have total now? 9 million issued. 9,351,000, which is fine. I think that's fine, right? Because a lot of that, you have to see that a big number is locked up in bot accounts, so it's actually not that as availability, and they held back a ton of these as well. So that's technically, I would say they probably have 8 million in circulation total or so. So considering that there are people like Bezosman holding like 50,000 of these or so, that's absolutely fine. TomTom says, I refuse to put more money on that app, no way. Veve is bottomless. Okay, I buy it for 25 if possible, maybe. That was a quick change of mind, but yes. I mean, that's how many people feel, right? They want to... It's the same like with Bitcoin bottom. People were like, okay, I don't buy that shit at 16K, right? Now they are like, what the fuck? It's up again. DZ says, how does it help us grow the OMI token? Veve is a separate entity at the end of the day. I feel like they are using OMI community to promote Veve. Their action would speak louder than the lip. So they need to do this. They need to benefit the OMI community in order to get more Veve users. Because they need to have OMI pumping so that all of the Web3 NFT degens will come to Veve. That was what happened in the last cycle. That is my opinion. There are some people that disagree with me on this. They think that Veve doesn't need OMI at all. I think they need OMI to get new users. Because unfortunately in these times right now, the person that would spend most money on Veve is the average Web3 crypto user that speculates on, Felipe says, what? What the? Oh man. Philippe coming in with the 120 euro donation. Now you can buy 2 SR comic drops and can take part on the drop. What the fuck is going on? Man, thank you so thank you so much for the donation. I'm speechless, to be honest. And yes, I will do. We'll buy the secret rare. Yeah, and take part on the drops. Your money is my command, as you say. Oh my god. What the fuck? Man, thank you so much for that donation. That was that flew in unexpectedly. Yeah, for sure. Holy craps. Holy moly. Okay. So yeah, what do I buy? Now I have to figure out what to buy as a secret rare. So I have, what secret rare do we buy with this now? Maybe that's something for the next stream or so to figure that out. But on the other hand, we need to move quickly on it. Yeah, maybe just after the stream. I have one secret rare in mind that is sitting at 50 and has only 125 editions. So maybe I should buy this one. Marty says that's awesome, Felipe. That is crazy, Felipe. But yes, yeah. Okay, completely blown off here. But yeah, we're definitely going for that. So that means that we're going for the Joseph Parker drop. Okay, we're going for the music drop. Fine, and we're buying secret rares. Done deal, I guess. So we will see on. Actually, by the way, before I forget, and this is something that I have to announce now. I will be flying to Stockholm on Monday, and I will be business-wise in Stockholm on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So actually 3 days. I don't know exactly. You know, from like when I was in Barcelona, it was the same. Like no crypto morning coffee, but more video updates, so to say. If I can get it done, I will try my best to do everything from a notebook. But I am not sure just yet, right, how I can manage. So be aware that Crypto Morning Coffee was here every day this week. Next week, Thursday, Friday, guaranteed. And the other days, we don't know just yet. I will try my best to get it done. But I have to fly out early on Monday. So even on Monday, I cannot do it. Monday is like guaranteed no Crypto Morning Coffee. So yeah, stay tuned to that, but stay tuned for the video updates as well. And yeah, Omicron says, wow, nice people in this community. Let's see what you buy. Horus King says, you're the man. That was awesome, Felipe. Yeah, thank you so much once again. Thank you so much for that donation. Crazy stuff. And guys, I appreciate you all being here. Smash up the like button, especially for Felipe here. Applause. What's happening, boys? Too much is happening, but we're at the end of the stream. I have to jump because even though that Felipe is like throwing money at me like crazy, I still have to go to the hamster wheel to make more money, and that's where I'm going. Felipe says, Patient Hodler earned it. He's a really nice guy. Appreciate his work and his analysis are on point. Have a great day. Thank you so much. You too, man. Have a great day. And everyone here, have a great day. So wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. I see you in the next video update.